it's Jen. I'm really excited to be here because today I'm doing a video that I really wanted to do for a while. I asked my Instagram followers on my story, I was like, should I do this? I don't know, like I was kind of feeling like, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, and it was like almost unanimously yes. So I decided I'm gonna go for it. So today's video is just kind of about some of my favorite books, just telling you like why I love them so much, because for me reading is just such an outlet for things. It helps me escape from like reality a little bit and really just enjoy myself a little bit more. I just wanted to share my favorite books for people who also like to read or maybe are curious about some books that they might be looking into getting. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started right away. So I have an entire stack of books by one author, and that author is John Green. And if you don't know who John Green is, boy am I excited to tell you, because he is my absolute favorite author. He has written so many good books, and I'm actually missing one right now because I set it down and I'm not too sure where I put it. It's here somewhere, but I am missing that one. So I do have all of his books except for one, which is Let It Snow, which is on its way here from Amazon. So I will have all of them very, very soon. But he is my absolute favorite author, and I love everything that he's ever written. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is actually probably one of my favorites. I can't say that I have one distinct favorite that he's ever written. Will Grayson. It's actually co-authored by David Leviathan, who's also a really distinguished author who wrote Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. It's fantastic, very, very hard to put down. It was just such a good book for me, and I really, really liked it. Basically the concept is just two people with the same name that don't know each other exist, that end up meeting each other, and it's just this really weird concept and how it all plays out. I actually liked it so much that I took a 3-day hiatus for reading, which is not something I tend to do, because I loved it so much that like I didn't want to ruin it by jumping into another book so quickly. It's definitely worth a read. Next is Paper Towns. This is it's been made into a movie. Just another really good story that I loved a lot. It's just basically about, you know, a guy who has a crush on a girl, and then, you know, she goes missing mysteriously and leaves all these hints to find her, so he goes on this quest with his friends to find her after graduation. It's super, super good. Definitely worth the read. One of my favorite books of all time. The next one is probably the most well-known John Green novel, and that is The Fault in Our Stars, also been made into a movie. It's about the two cancer patients that find each other, find love, and then, you know, things play out. I'm not going to spoil anything because obviously I want you to read the book. But I will say, if you have only seen the movie and you haven't read the book, definitely read the book too, because the book is really captivating and just, it's such an amazing book. I've read it multiple times. I never get sick of it. I could literally read this so many times in a row and I would never grow tired of it. It's such a good book. This one was probably, if I had to pick a favorite, it would be my favorite. It's Looking for Alaska. It's about this guy that goes to a boarding school and meets this girl that he's really fascinated with. She dies and he's trying to figure out all these clues as to how she died and all of these different things. I read it in less than 24 hours. It was very hard to put down. Very, very intense novel that I absolutely loved. I did cry when I read this book. I don't know, I felt really emotionally attached to this book for whatever reason. The next book is An Abundance of Catherines. This one is also really good, obviously because it's a John Green book. This one's like a little bit different concept because he's this guy, but his taste in women is only girls named Catherine. And it's, at first when you're starting to read it, you're like, what is this book? Like, you're really confused, but it ends up being really, really good. How he's dealing with his most recent breakup and how he's discovering himself. So the next one is really well known because it has become a Netflix series, and it's 13 Reasons Why. It is an amazing, amazing book, and I really loved it, the TV show as well. But I will say that certain things don't necessarily line up from the book to the TV show. It really highlights the importance of suicide prevention and suicide awareness, which is something that unfortunately just isn't really well talked about in today's day and age, and I think that was really, really cool. I would recommend it. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. The next book also been made into a movie. It's Wonder. It's about Augie and his face abnormalities and just different stuff like that, and how he deals with the pressure of being that kid, and how sometimes people are grossed out by him, and just overcoming life's obstacles no matter what they may be. It really inspired you because while Augie may be like a fictional character, you're also looking at, you know, if the kid with all of these, you know, health problems and all of these things can overcome this, then I can overcome something too, which is just really, really, really inspiring. They did just bring out a movie. It's called The Hate You Give, and it's about racial injustice and issues with law enforcement, and it really, again, it is a fictional book, but it really brought light to something that is a societal issue that maybe isn't necessarily being highlighted on our news stations and different stuff like that. It's really giving a good perspective, a new perspective to this social issue. I read this very, very quickly, was almost unable to put it down. It really gives you a new perspective, and I think that given the chance, you should definitely read this book because it is just so wonderful. The next two are I'm just putting them together because they're by the same author, Milk and Honey and The Sun and Her Flowers. Absolutely beautiful poetry just about life's experiences and how Ruby dealt with them, and I think that it was very captivating, and I could relate to some of these situations. Very emotional for me and very, very touching. It's very easy to become captivated by it. I love these books. But man, you guys, like, those were all basic debriefings of these books. But I have to tell you, like, there's so much more than that, and they're so amazing. Reading is just a world for me that, you know, a lot of other things just aren't. It's an escape from stress, an escape from reality, because sometimes reality can be really hectic and chaotic, and reading just is beautiful and wonderful, and it's a gift. All of these books were things that I decided to read, I decided to take a chance on, and it did, and I loved them, you guys. So I want to encourage you to take a chance on all of these books because they're absolutely fantastic and 100% worth it. So that's all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope we have a new video out within the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but it'll be out, and I'm really excited. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!